The only thing that's more important than your background, or equal to as important as your background, is the words you use in your thumbnail or in your image and how you design it. And in this video, it's all about making sure you know how to make your text look pretty cool. That's coming up in this video. How's it going? This is Digital DIY Geek from digitaldiygeek.com, and today we're going to be looking at how to create awesome text inside of Affinity Photo. Now, the cool thing about this is you can pretty much get font from anywhere. You can get font from, if you're on an iPad, you can go into an app, which I'll show you. I have to find it. And you can get font from there. If you want to, you can, if you're on your computer and you're doing this, then obviously you can, there's plenty of font websites out there where you can get some free font and get some cool looking font. The only caveat that I would say about font is make sure you're using something that people can read. Oftentimes, and what I like to do as a little hack is I like to look at billboards and look at their fonts. And sometimes I'll see fonts or color schemes and things that I wouldn't think would work, but look pretty cool. So I would recommend you start paying attention to that as well. And with that being said, if you just happen to land on this video, I recommend you go back and watch the previous videos before this, which was the first video is the overview of Affinity Photo, because I go into detail about how to use Affinity Photo so you can wrap your mind around it. The next video is your backgrounds, understanding backgrounds. If you want to be a marketer and create cool images, you got no background. The next video is cutting out yourself or cutting out other things out of an image that you want to have in your specific image. Those videos, all those videos can be found in the description area below, and anything else I mentioned inside of this video can be found in the description area below. With that being said, let's dive in. Now, really quickly with text, I'm using a black canvas because I really want you to see how cool you can make text look on any canvas. So I'm just going to click on the A, and I'm just going to actually lock this layer really quickly because I don't want to have to deal with it moving around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it out. When you hold and drag, it tells you what size you want your text to be. So that's pretty good for me. So I'm going to say, let's see here, let's call it, let's say web class. And I'm going to just highlight all of that because the text is there. I'm going to say A, and I just got to change it to a different color. And I can make that color be, let's say, white. Now, I'm not a big fan of this font, so I'm going to change it to maybe something else. And let's say I might want to change it to this. Okay, I like that. It stands out. So what I could do is, if I wanted to, and let me go here. And what I could do if I wanted to is I can move this around, and I could say, okay, maybe I want to change my typography around a little bit. So I'm going to typography. I would do web classes. After that, I can come to positioning, and I could say, okay, if I want it up or down, which I really don't want to do that. So I could do that. And I'm just going to put this back at 0. And let's say tracking. Like, tracking is what allows me to squeeze it in or stretch it out. So I have a lot of flexibility over this. The next thing I might want to do is add in an effect. So I'm going to bring it right here, and I'm going to say effects. I'm going to click here, click on effects, click on outline. And then after that, I'm going to change this outline to white because we're on a black canvas. Just stick with me. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So now that it's a white outline, I'm cool with that. I'm going to say select, go back into colors, and I'm going to change that to black. After I've done that, what I might want to do is come to layers. I'm gonna unlock this background now because now I want to change this color. So I might change the color to, I'm going to go over to my swatches, and I might change the color to like an orange, or if I want to dial that orange down a little bit, I might change it to something like that. Now what I want to do is I want to come back over here to lock this back, because again, I don't like having to worry about if I grab the wrong thing or something like that. And I'm back on my web class, come back into effects, and the last thing I might want to do is I can either make it where it stands out, or I might just do 3D. Now personally, I like the 3D look. Now what I might want to do is see if I can't find a better text. So I might go back, and I might just come over here and see, hold on, see if I can't move that over a little bit. All right, so now I might just look for another text that might look better. So one of the texts that I use all the time is called marketer. Where is it? Let's see here. It is, I actually don't see it. Oh, here we go, marker. All right, so this is a text I use all the time. Now, I always change the width, and then after that, you can change, I could change this to pixels or whatever case may be, but I actually like this, so I might just, I'll drag that out. And then after that, I can come back to my FX, do the outline, and I might make that a little bit stronger. Now you can see how it's actually starting to pop. After that, what I like to do in these type of cases is I like to add in a background with the text. And the reason why I like to do that is because I find that it's easier for people to be able to see it when you make it stand out. And I like to make this actually run off the page. So I'm gonna hold that, pull it out, drag it out a little bit, have it run off. And then after that, I'm gonna change that color to maybe black. And okay, I changed the wrong one. Now what I might do is I might come back over here to raise this one up. And as you can see, it's starting to look good. But what I want to do is I would normally fine tune this so that it fits. And I will pull that down because I don't want that directly on it. So that's how that would look. And then if I had like an image or something, now again, you would have an image on here already. So that could be an image of yourself or something like that, and you would wrap your text around that. So for example, if I had an image on here, I might grab this little top part, because when you select it, you can see this little dot at the top. That allows you to turn your images and get creative and things like that with it. So that is pretty cool. Now, after I've done that and everything is done, you'll have a lot of different pictures everywhere. So to be able to pull it together, this is where knowing how to do a border comes into play, because you'll need to be able to put a border around here. And to do that, you know, to go into your outline, go into effects, turn that down. And from effects, from outline, you just click on that, you click on center, and then you just turn up your border. And you see how that starts to blend in and tie everything together. Now what I might want to do is I might come over to effects, and I might say, okay, I want to group these two so that way they're together. So now I can move one and don't have to worry about if I move the wrong one. So I'll highlight that, and now I could just move it around how I see fit. And you can start to see how you can create some pretty cool things, and you can see how having that border pulls all the colors in together. So that's how easy it is to deal with text. Now, honestly, if you wanted to, you can get a lot more sophisticated with your text. Like I'm gonna open that one up just to select that one. And you can add in shadows. So that's a shadow. You can add in outer shadows, but you will have to change that color. If you're gonna do an outer shadow, it would probably have to be like white or something, just so you could see it. And you can see how the text becomes more noticeable. If you wanted a glow, you would be able to do that. You can do an outer glow. It's a lot of different effects up in here you can do. Then you can switch over to styles if you wanted it to be like, a gradient or something like that. You can, if you wanted to see how people do this, you have all these different things. And then you can see over here where you're able to click right here. And you're able to just move it around and do whatever you see fit. Now, personally, that's a little bit too much for my taste, but if that's something you like, you can absolutely do that. It's really up to you. And then you have the sunset, you have the rainbow, metal, you have all those things. The cool thing about it, if you remember, if you don't like that stuff you just did, you can step back in time to when things were normal and the way you liked it. And let's go down. Let's go down, let's go down, down. And I could stop right there. And I could, step back in time, undo all that stuff, and be right back where it is that I want to be. Now, the cool thing about this, and I hope you see, there's really no limit to what you can do with the text. The only caveat or the only downside I see to Affinity Photo is inside of Photoshop, you can do as many strokes as you want, and it really allows you to do some pretty cool effects. But with this, you can only do one effect, one stroke. So that's kind of a bummer. However, this is pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, give me a thumbs down. Let me know you didn't like it. Leave in the comments section if you have any questions. If I didn't cover something clearly, leave a comment below and I might create a video specific to that specific thing. Just let me know. And as always, if you want to learn how to build your affiliate marketing business and take it to the next level, only thing you have to do is click the link below, check out Commission Kickstart. There's nothing to buy. It's a 100% free course right now. If you pass the quiz, then make sure you're a good fit for it. So with that being said, this is Digital DIY Geek from digitaldiygeek.com, and I'll catch you in the very next video. Till next time. Later. All right. I owe you an apology. It was supposed to be the end of the video, but after doing the editing, I realized I didn't show you how to import fonts into the actual software Affinity Photo. So really quickly, let me show you how to do that, and then you're off to the races. Let's jump in right quick. So right here, as you can see, I'm on my iPad, and you can see this app right here is actually, let me close it out so I can show you. It's called Fontasy or something like that. Is Fontasy. I'll leave a link in the description area of what this is called. And really quickly, all we have to do, as you can see, you just grab a font you like. So for example, I like Windy 1. So I'm gonna grab that, and in the right hand corner, you can see if you click on the share icon, I'm gonna save it to Dropbox. After I save it to Dropbox, I'm just going to navigate to where I want it. It's already popping up for my fonts, and this is called Windy 1, so I'm going to click Save. Now, once this is finished, and it's finished already, I'm going to actually come over here and go into Affinity Photo. And from Affinity Photo, on this window right here, you want to click on the gear icon. Now, at the top, you can see where it says General, Interface, Color, Tools, Fonts. We're going to click on Fonts. And at the bottom, you can highlight one and delete it if you want to using the delete like I just did, or you can click on the cloud and navigate to where your fonts are. So the font that I just downloaded is called Windy 1, so I'm going to click the cloud icon, because if I try to click on it without doing that, it'll crash. Once I've done that, now I can say done. I can go into one of these templates, and now I can, let's click on the A, grab that. I'm going to navigate to that new font I just did, which is called Windy 1, which is right here. And then I'm just gonna say Will. And I'm gonna click on the select. So now I'm gonna actually change the color. So I'm gonna change that color to something else so you can see it better. And okay, so now you can see it's literally just this simple to be able to change up your fonts, make your text look a lot sexier, and spice it up a little bit. So with that being said, this time, seriously, I'll catch you in the next video. Later.